Okay, I've started the recording. I'll share a slide and installation we will see in that. You also log into your VTE lab and install along with me. There is a concept of a single node and multi-node. It is also work. See, storage only happens in a different nodes, right? Data nodes. So this will also run with it will take the data from different nodes and it will run. Okay, installation means configuration only, but here you don't have to specify like you have to have pig as a master slave. That is not there. Only the pig environment will be there. There you can load your data. Actually, what you will do, you will take your data from the HDFS. There is a load operator. Okay, that will load your data into a pig environment. Okay, from there only execution will start. The pig you don't have to install it in. Distributed architecture. Hadoop only you will install in distributed architecture. MapReduce is also an application that you will run on the Hadoop infrastructure environment framework. And also Pig is another application which will run on the Hadoop framework. Okay, the environment is configured distributedly, slaves, two slaves, and one master likewise. Okay, now I will share a screen. So this is the installation slide of a pig. Okay, it is very easy. You need your Java version to be installed. That you can check it. It should be of 1.8. Then you can check if the Hadoop version is more than 3. Ours is 3.2.4. So it is not a problem. You can have a pig on that. Okay, and where do you download a pig is Apache pig is? You can Google through Apache pig download. From there you can download the pig release. I will show you. Okay, there is a release page. From there you can download it, or else you can use wget command. Okay, or wget command also to download it. But sometimes if the tar file or the download file is too large, if the network is not network connectivity is not good enough, then it may break. Okay, when you do wget, because if you are downloading it from a website, you can see it in the browser itself whether it is successful or not. Here it will not list out. Okay, whether it is it will show some folder. Then yeah, we may not be sure also that it is mm, downloaded properly. That's why I am downloading it from the browser itself. Otherwise, wget is a Linux command where you can download your packages, installation packages of anything from internet. Okay, you can give the URL here. Okay, then you will same procedure as how we did for Hadoop. We will untar that pig file. You will create a separate folder. Okay, to put your pig configuration files, and then you will set the path. Okay, in the bash rc, because while you are running the application, bash rc file only will tell you where your pig directories are present. That's the reason you will update your bash rc, where you will give your pig home and your path till the libraries. Okay, and you will check you can check it in the that's all. No other configuration is required in pig. You can open the pig either using this commands pig -x local or using a map reduce. Okay, anything is fine. Okay, this we will install it now itself. There is no configuration in the configuration files and all. So I will show you. If you have a machine also, you also install along with me. Install means configure actually, not installation. Okay, these are configuration files. Okay, I will have it in the master itself. Okay, what I will do is okay, first we will download the pig directory. Okay, for that we will go to, you can go to Google and search for Apache pig download. Please do it along with me, it is easy only. Okay, ask your friends also to join the class, only few of you have joined. Okay, pig releases, there is a Apache pig releases, there you go, there is a download. Okay, Apache pig releases, a download is there. In that, download a release now. Okay, it is there, you click on that. Once you go to that, you will have this a download page which is HTTP page. Okay, go to that page. Prakash, you are doing, yeah, do it. Others also do it. Saurav, you do it. Venkana Babu, you also do it. Manikandan sir, Mahalakshmi also, you can do that. But Mahalakshmi, you may not have the setup now. Later you can do that. Okay, once you come here, there is a pig 0.16, 0.17. You download 0.17. That is the latest one. Okay. After that, this is released in 2017 itself. After that, no big development have happened in pig. Okay, so you will download the tar.gz file, not the source file, tar.gz file, 2020 megabytes. Okay, that you download it. Once you download that, it will, now we will go on untar it. It is taking time. Actually, I have already downloaded, so I will not download again. Okay, but you can download it. It will take some time. Let me know once it is downloaded. Then I will show you the next step. Is it done? Downloading. Okay. Done. Yes, done. Then it will be in your downloads directory, right? We go to our terminal. Then we traverse to downloads directory. In that, pig, you would have had this one, this tar.gz. Okay, we will untar it. Tar hyphen x is at vf pig. That directory you will untar it. I have already untarred it, so I will not do. You people will do that. Okay. After entering, you will have this directory. This directory you will have. Now, enter command is this. tar -xzvf. X is extract, Z is zipped folder, right? V is a verbose version, and F is files. After this, you will have this one. So similarly, every time we create a Hadoop directory, right? Likewise, what we will do in I'm creating in home, in my home directory, a pig folder. Okay, so that we can keep it nicely. The pig ls-lrt. I made a pig directory. Okay, make directory pig in, okay, pwd. Here I have made home annihilate. Anywhere you can have it, no problem with that. Okay, it is fine. Then once you make a pig directory, go to your pig directory, cd pig. I'm in pig directory pwd. Here you copy all your files, extracted files from your downloads in your pig. Okay, from this folder, I put an hash because I've already done star to all the folders. Okay, cp my hyphen r you give it. Okay, because you wanted to come copy all the things into pig, into not pig, into current directory. Okay, is this, after that you will copy everything into your pig directory. So your pig directory will be looking like this. ls hyphen all the files in the folders it will contain. Okay, sorry. Once it is done, you tell me we have to change the bash rc file. Make a directory, Prakash. Done now. So then copy it. Copy in, hyphen r from your downloads. You will have that extracted file, right? That pig directory. This is your extracted file. Everything star to your current directory, which is nothing but home nilet pig. Inside pig, you will copy it. That's what you have to do. Okay, this is done till now. Hmm. Please, ma'am, please post the cp command. Cp command like this. Okay, then we will change our bash rc file. uh, we load the bash rc file. See this tilde slash, what it will do, no, relatively go to your file path. See, I used to give like this, tilde slash downloads documents, like that, right? It means that even if I don't know the complete path, it is like it will go to a relational path and fence home, from where it is present it will give us. Okay, that's why we can use that directly if you don't know, if you don't want to give the path, or if you don't know the path. Okay, bash rc file. In the bash rc file you have to give this pig configuration. Okay, pig underscore home. This is there. Okay, I'll type it also. Everything export, you can copy it here. Export pig underscore home slash where your this thing is present, home nilet. You can type it, okay, because it is in the this one, right? It is necessary. It is necessary. How? Because let's see, Java we set our path, right? We told like if JVM where it is running, it will not know. The system will not know. The Linux system will not know where it is present. Okay, these are all external applications, right? It is not a Linux application. So if you don't put it in a bash rc file, what it will do during the start of the application, or do if you start any execution, it will go and check where these libraries are there, because from the libraries only it will start the execution, right? If it not it will go and read the bash rc file, whether we have given any path, or whether we have set any class path home and all. If it is not present, then it will say command not found. It will say command not found, it cannot find it. That's the reason you have to set it in a, because these are application outside of the Linux, okay, of your Ubuntu. That's why you have to set this. You can everyone can type this. Okay, export a pig home. For every application which you are going to configure for this Hadoop, you will set you will put this one. Okay, export path equal to, path is you are going to append it for the already existing path. That's why it is dollar path. And if you are going to append, it is colon, whatever you are going to give. So this path will have your library. Bin will normally have the library files. So the libraries slash bin. Then export this class path also we will set it. Hadoop class path also you can set it here. Okay, no problem in that. Pig underscore class path. Okay, these three commands you will write it in your bash rc. Once you have done that, you have to source it also. Okay, this is done, right? Okay. Yeah, save this file, come out of it, then we will source this file to. Okay, once sourcing, you can check it that pig home, dollar pig home, dollar not, yes, pig underscore home. So it will take the path correctly. Okay, that is all the configuration with that. Then how do we launch pig? Okay, how do we do that? You can directly type the command pig. Okay, it will launch the grunt shell, the shell which we are going to work in the pig. They call it as a grunt shell. Okay, and pig you can launch it in two ways. Okay, one yesterday we saw, no, one is as a local mode, one is like a map reducer mode. Okay, local mode will take the files from your local directory, and it will also store, you can store your files, right, into an hdfs we used to see in mr programming. Likewise, you can store the files in the local directory itself. And map reduce mode is that it will read your data or data set from the hdfs. Okay, so if you are doing any testing or if you are learning purpose, then you can have it everything locally. Locally means in your files, in some directories from your linux itself, and you can use that. Okay, either you can give pick command, or I will just reduce the font, it is too big. Okay, or how to come out of this prompt is a quit you give, it will come out. Okay, otherwise pig hyphen x local. Hyphen x means it says that the execution type is a local. Okay, like this also you can launch the grunt shell. Otherwise, you can see it has come, grunt shell has come, and it is saying that trying execution type as local. Okay, and quit from here. You can launch either through a map reduce mode also. MapReduce mode will start the MapReduce job of the files, for the files which are present in HDFS. Okay. Okay. Now it is saying that it's trying execution mode as MapReduce. Okay. Here, see, when you try with a local, execution type is going to be your local. It is not talking about anything like MapReduce, but here it is going to be of a MapReduce type. Pick the MapReduce as an execution type. Okay. And quit this. You can also give this one. Okay, execution type hyphen x, you can also type like this, execution type pig hyphen exe type, this will also work. Okay, but no need to type everything exec type, right, you can give directly mm, hyphen x. Okay, I'll quit from here. Pig hyphen x, pig, either you give pig hyphen x local or pig directly, both will take only the local mode. No, no, both will not take the local mode. Pig will take the map reduce mode. Okay, if you wanted to launch it from a local, it means if you wanted to work on the local files, then you give pig hyphen local x. Okay, later we will see how to work on with map reduce also. There is no difference. All the commands will be the same. Only thing is it will read the files from the or the data set from the HDFS. That's all. Okay. After sourcing, directly give pig. That's it. Pig hyphen x local you give, because we will work now with local setup. Okay. So now why what I will do is I will, this is the pig, right? I will go here. I will exit from this. I will have some directory home nilet. Okay. cd nylet. So here only pig is there. So what I have in a down here also I will make a directory. Okay, make directory for running the pig uh, for files and all. I will keep it in the pig directory. Okay, so I will go to pig directory. So first now I will have some files. Okay, like I there is nothing in this. So some files like some text data. Okay, text file dot txt. In this I will write something like one, two. I will show you how to load this data and how to work on this. One, two, three, three, two, one, and four, five, six, something like this. This is the file. Okay, so in order to load this file and work it in our grunt shell, we will give this following commands. The commands are just okay. These are some of the commands we will see in detail after that. So we will give a relation equal to load the whatever the file we are going to load. The file name is a text file. Okay, dot txt, and using what type I'm going to store. I will tell you in detail what are all this. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's all. Okay, what I'm doing, I have created a folder in the pig directory. I've created a pig directory. Okay, so from the pig directory I am launching. I will come out of this. Okay, I have a pig directory here. ls. Okay, outside of this I have a pig directory. Yes, inside I have a file ls, which is text file.txt, and this file is containing this content. So what I will do, I will load this data. This is one of the big scripts I'm writing. That script, what it will do, it will load your data, that is text file data, into your pig environment for processing. Okay, for processing you can do grouping, filtering, and do any operations on the data set. For that you need to load the data into a relation, they will say. So how to do that? I will show it here. Pig hyphen x. I go to the grunt shell. Yes, we will write the commands in the grunt shell only. That's what I'm doing. So I will load the data. Data is text file dot txt. This using this and all I will explain of what type I'm going to load it. Everything I will mention it here. Okay. So I'm loading the data. It is saying error unexpected character load. I think it is a single quotes. Yes, it is a single quotes. This is just a warning. Okay, information means warning, not an error. So this is a loader. When you dump and see the relation, it will have the data. We will see in detail what it is actually doing. Okay. Okay, this is how the data is loaded into the pig environment for execution. Okay, so this is a one of a pig script. So what are the commands I gave? I gave a relation command, load operator. Using the load operator, you can load the data, and then while you are doing the dump, it will actually start the map reduce job. If you can see it, you can see that number of splits and all it will show. Okay, if you where is that? How the file is split, all this information, number of splits. Okay, submitting the tokens, job everything, it will start whatever we have seen. No, however map reduce job will work, likewise it will start the job. So before going into writing the basic commands, we will understand that how to write the pig scripts and all stuffs. Okay, for that I will share another slide. Okay, we will discuss this just a moment. Okay. In this pig Latin scripts, we will see what are this and what it is going to do. Okay. So what is a pig Latin script? It is to analyze the data using the Apache pig environment. Okay. They have written the scripts or the Latin commands, pig Latin commands to execute whatever you do in your MapReduce as a Java program that you can do it using the pig environment itself. Pig Latin is a very simple language with SQL semantics. Why they say SQL semantics is it is having similar semantics like SQL, okay, but the way of writing it may be different. The concept are all going to be the same. It is having commands like group, okay, group by, and cross, union, and for each this for multiple commands if you want to run together, all these commands are present on the aggregate functions like average, max, min, everything you can use it, all this which are available along with the SQL commands that you can use it in the pig Latin scripts also. Okay, this is similar to SQL language only. It contains a rich set of functions. Okay, there are also functions to perform some certain operations that I will show. Then you can also write user defined functions. Okay, say for example, if you wanted to you do an upper of the cases of upper of any names or any values, then you can have the inbuilt function also. Likewise, you can write your own functions. Those are the user defined functions in pig, okay, which can be written in Java. Okay, and that functions can be used. You can build the functions and you can use them like this in your pig scripts. Okay, that's what it is meant. And the data types, okay, anyway, if you're going to learn about language, obviously the data type will come into picture. Okay, so these are the already available data types which are also present in other languages, like integer data type. You have long data type, float data type, and double data type. And the character type, they are giving it into character or the string types, right? They are giving calling it in the form of character array and byte array. In MySQL, if you remember, we give the strings are varchar, right? Strings, variable length characters or characters. Okay, but here in a pig, you can have them as a character array or the byte array. Normally, the data set, if you load any data, load the data means the data set or the data can be present in your local machine or from the HDFS. Since we are talking in terms of distributed Hadoop environment, obviously we will say about the loading the data from the HDFS or the data into HDFS. While loading it, normally the complete data set will be taken as a byte array. Okay, then we can segregate it. What we do is in database we have something like a schema, we say, right? Schema means the structure you define to the data. The structure in the sense, when you are creating a table, okay, where you will specify, if it is a student table, you will specify what are the fields and how the what is the data type for the fields. Likewise, for the data set which we are going to work on it or process it, you will specify how your data set, the data type of the each fields in the data set. Okay, that also you will specify it. Okay, schema definition also comes into picture in pig. Okay, that's why say we say that lately that it is a structure for a structured data, it will work nicely. Okay, for a video data or unstructured data, you have to load it completely, you cannot segregate it. Okay, we will see in detail later on. Now you can think that while you are loading your data, I showed the command, right? Loading a data. So I showed this command, right? Load the data from the text file into the pig environment. So this loading for this file, which is containing 3 to 4, you can specify your data schema. Okay, schema means the type of the data each after a comma, how it is going to contain. Okay, that you can specify it also. Okay, that we call it as a schema. I will show you that too before we will understand the PPT. What else where I missed? Okay, here it is. And also the field names or the values in your data set, you can give it as a boolean type, or you can mention them as a date time type. Big integer, it is similar to Java. Big integer, Java is also having a big integer which is taking a huge amount of data bytes. Okay, I mean integer bytes, it will store it. And big decimal also, where it will go for a more number of decimal values after the point, more number of decimal values. It is possible that values from all the above data types can be null. Okay, so it means your data set in your language also you will work on with data sets, no, that data sets can also be null. Okay, SQL and pig treat null values in the same way. What SQL will do, it will retrieve the null values also and it give. Pig also, it will retrieve it, it will not try to clean up and all, because clean up, if you wanted to do any cleaning up of null values and all, that has to be taken care by the user means you. Okay, as a programmer you have to take care of that. Okay, so is this fine? I mean, we will move on, then I will ask you, is it fine? Okay, so along with the primitive types or the basic types, okay, this is the string types and all. If it is a string value, you will mention it as a character array. Okay, likewise, if it is a name, then you will say name is a character array in pig. Okay, char array. Okay, apart from this, there is the complex type. Okay, as I told yesterday itself, like a tuple, like and bag and a map. What these complex types are also called as a data models. What does it mean is your input data from a data set can be of tuple. Okay, tuple means it is a like you can think like a database if you are thinking, or a CSV file if you are thinking. Okay, if it is column 1, column 2, column 3, it is having row 1, row 2. So the tuple, what they say is the complete value from a row 1. Okay, comma, and it is identified by the column 1, it is completely as a one tuple you can consider. Okay, likewise the tuple 2, this is tuple 1, you can think the second tuple how you can form the complete row. Okay, the complete row, and how it is identified by the column C2. Okay, that we can call it as a one tuple. Another tuple 2. Tuple can be generated in any way. Okay, it is need not be like you wanted to have the complete line into a one tuple. Okay, so the tuple is likewise, say for example, if I'm having some student information, I have a student data, it is having like say 5 lines. Okay, saying is ID, student ID, name of the student, and his age and his address. Okay, so how the tuple is formed is the completed data. The first record itself will be considered as one tuple. The second record will be considered as a second tuple. Third record will be the third tuple. Likewise, that is how the tuple is represented in pig. Okay, and the bag is collection of tuples. It means this first record, second record, third record, all together you can put it in a bag. Okay, and then you can, if you put it together or group it together, then we call that as a bag. Okay, this is also the type you can represent your data set. What does it means like we have the data set. If you wanted to give the representation for the data in the form of tuple or in the form of a bag, it is also possible. That's what they are saying it. Okay, so when you are talking about tuple, it will open and close with a uh, circular brackets. In the bag there are multiple tuples, right? So the bag will start with a open curly braces and close with a curly braces. Okay, you will understand it what I am trying to say. But now you understand that bag is a collection of tuples. Tuples is nothing but a single record itself. Okay, and there is another thing is the map. Bag is not key value, tuple is not key value. Okay, they are all complete records. But there is another data model also, which is a key value pair, where we know, right, the key value, there will be a key and will be identified by multiple values. So say like if student 001 is having values, I mean marks as marks in English, marks in max, that marks everything together will be the values. So likewise also you can represent your data. What does it mean? Say we are seeing that vaccination data and all we store in our HDFS, right, in your data set. So this is not in your data set, in your HDFS. Vaccine is the data set. Okay, in Pig, what you will do, this complete data set, you will load into a relation. Okay, the relation will hold the reference to the data set, okay, which is present in the HDFS. Okay, this relation how you wanted to format, either as a tuple format, it means like the vaccine data, each record as a single tuple you wanted to format, or as in the form of a bag, like you wanted to put multiple records into a bag, multiple tuples into a bag, and if you want to view it, you want to work on that, it is all as given by the data model. So what we are doing on the data set, how we are going to load into a relation. Okay, further on, once you load your data into relation, from the relation only you will work, you will use that relation and you will work on the, or you will write commands over the relation, not on the actual HDFS. But the relation is nothing but an reference to the data in the HDFS. Okay, so that is how Pig works. Okay, once you load into a relation is the basic entity for the Pig. Okay, yes. Data type, complex data type, it is not as data type like integer or boolean or a character array. It is a complex data type where you can aggregate the records, complete records, and you can say that you represent that records in the form of bags. Okay, I will show you later on when you try to do some grouping and all, it will show it is in the form of bags. So that is what that data model is. Okay. Yes, yes. When you're forming a relation, then you can say that how you want to represent the data, whether you want that data to be in the form of a tuple or bag or a map type. Okay, that you can do it this way. It means, see, I will show you with an example. No, okay, like here itself. Before going to further, what I will do, I'll show a demo. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I will show you how it is done. So I will load into a relation some data, the same. Okay, like a load the text file .txt, that we have to give it in single quotes, and using pick storage as, this is the schema I'm going to specify. It is having three columns, right? Say I give some name for the columns like n1. There is no column name here, so myself I'm giving not column, we can say, yeah, column you can think of like n1 comma, it is of type char array. n1 not comma, n1 colon char array. It means this is a strings, right? 1 3 4, it's a char array that we will represent it with the column name n1. Okay, likewise n2 char array and n3 char array, char array, char array. Okay, so what I'm doing in here is I'm loading the text file which is in my local in as using pig storage. Pig, there are four storage types, okay, which will represent how your input data is, how your data set is. Okay, my data set is a comma separated data set. That is why, and if it is a text file and it is a comma separated file, then you will use the pig storage. There is also like bin storage, json storage files. Okay, those you will use it if your file is in the form of a json, or if your file is in the form of a binary files. Okay, that time you will say that you are going to store the data. Okay, the data is of type pix storage, means it is a text file, and you are mentioning like how it is separated. It is separated by the comma delimiter. Okay, you don't have to care about like splitting of your data, which you are doing it in a map reduce. Here with the pix storage itself, it will take care like, okay, this file is segregated as, or this file is separated by the comma, likewise. Okay, as, and I'm giving the schema. This is a schema definition for my data I am going to give. The schema, I'm saying that the first column you, I'm naming it as n1, and I'm saying it is of a type character array. The next column it is n2, and I'm naming it as character array. You can also have an integer, there you will specify int. Okay, so this data, I will say that it is loaded into a relation. Okay, relation is relation name is this one, relation, and you can give anything. Okay, it need not be relation only. You can give any name like rel or value, anything you can give, but where you are loading your data set, that we say it as a relation. Okay, so when there is a command dump, when you dump the relation only, it will start the execution and it will show. Okay, so this, if I dump the relation, it will execute means it will load the data into your relation, and it is showing what the relation is actually containing. Okay, two commands only I ran. One is the load command and another is the run command. Using the load operator, okay, I am loading into a relation. To view what is there in the relation, I am doing a dump. Okay, what is there, what is loaded into the relation, I'm doing a dump. Okay, so in the relation, how this is stored, data are stored as in the form of a tuples. Okay, if you see our file pig in the pig directory, we have not given open and a close braces, close brackets. It is a normal text file. Okay, but what it has done, internally, the basic type how it will load your data into a pig environment or into your relation is like a tuple only. Each record it will consider as a one tuple. Okay, so why I have shown us here is this complex types. Here we say that it is loaded into form of tuple. Okay, it is also possible to have multiple tuples. It means one line itself you can have multiple tuples. That is also it is possible. In that case, you will give it as a bag definition. Okay, don't worry about it, you will understand it, because we have not working further, that's why it may be confusing, but don't worry about it, you will understand. Now you can think that there is also complex ways to represent your data. See here I have told no that type. Here I'm saying that n1 as a character type, n2 is a character type. So I, what I will do, I will have another data set. Say for example some example a.txt. In that I will have some one two three, some numbers, 3 comma 4, 5 comma 6 comma some numbers. This you imagine as a data set. Okay, it is coming like this. Okay, this you can imagine as a data. It contains 47 lines. It copied and came. Okay, this if you consider as a data set. Okay, before, how do I work? How do run scripts for this data set? In a pig environment, you have to load this data into a relation. Okay, that is the first step. So I will have a rel. Okay, already relation I have another relation, right? This is containing some data, so what I will give, some other name like a rel equal to load the data. Load the data a dot text using the pig storage, because it is a comma separated text file. I know that it is a text file, and because by seeing the data set I understand, right, what kind of it is. Okay, then I will say that it is comma separated file. Okay, as what is the schema definition I'm going to give for the data set is, say I can say it as a1 as a integer. Column name I don't know, so I am giving myself some name, a2 integer, a3 integer. Okay, so I enter it. It is the warning only, it is loaded. Okay, how do I see that what is loaded into my relation? It is loaded means whatever the text, whatever the values are there in the a dot text is loaded into a relation. Okay, then from later on you will work on the relation only, not on the data on the text file. Okay, then dump and see, you can do a dump and you can view what is there in your relation. Okay, this is the values which are loaded into the relation. Okay, this is the basic type I am saying, like how I want to where is that, in this is the basic type I'm saying, how I wanted to load my relation in sorry, data set into the relation. Okay, likewise you can have a complex types also, type of a tuples, or in the form of bags, or in the form of map also. So it will show in that type, I will tell you. Now it is showing the basic type, basic data model, that is a complex one, as tuple formats. These are all tuples. Okay, each line will be record will be considered, or a line will be considered as a tuple. Okay, is this clear guys? Tell me. Then we will move on further into our PPT. Okay. Okay, what I will do now is, okay, we go to the PPT again. So statements in pig, whatever I have written, a load statement, all are those statements. Even in SQL, we can call it as commands or statements, anything. Statements work with relations, which includes expressions and schema. This is what we have done. So anything you will do on a pig will be loaded into the relation. Okay, that relation name, anything you can give. First, you will load into a relation the complete data set, and how you wanted to load it, whether it is a, whether the data set columns of integer types, or you wanted to load it as a bag, or you wanted to load it as a map type, that you will specify in your schemas. Later on we saw no schema. Okay, from then on you will work only with the relation, you don't have to give the text a dot text file names. Okay, that is how pig works. Okay, then every statement ends with a semicolon. Okay, like in SQL itself, through statements we will perform several operation using operators. Okay, this a load, dump, and you can also do a store, you can filter it from the relation, you can do group, all of this they call it as a operator in pig. Pig latin statements take a relation as a input, produce another relation as the output. Okay, this I will show you what does it mean, because it takes, this is the input. Okay, dump, for a dump relation, this relation is the input, right? And if you are doing some grouping, or if you are doing some split of the data, split means you can divide the data set. Okay, into based on some conditions, like if you are having a student data, and if you wanted to split the data for the students who are having age greater than 18, or greater than 15. Okay, then that kind of a split if you do, you will store that split into another relation. Okay, a temporary relation like that. So that's what they are saying, like pig latin statements take a relation as input, produce another relation as the output. Okay, other operations are like a load, store are also statements only. Okay, its semantic checking will be carried out once we enter a load statement in the grunt shell, but it will only be executed when the dump or store operation is performed. Okay, what they are saying is, we told right, first, see pig is also, they say it as a lazy execution environment. Okay, what does it mean? Pig will not, whatever the commands you do, say first I load the data, after loading I'm trying to do a filter, this is also an operator. Okay, and after filter, say I've tried to do a group of the data. Okay, then all these things will not get executed every time. Only if you give dump or store, that will start the map reduce job. Okay, that's why they say it as a lazy execution. Whereas in your map reduce job and all, you put the jar, start the map reduce, it will execute, right? But here it will not happen likewise. See, in SQL, what happens? A single command you write, select star something, and you give a semicolon, it will start executing and give you the results, right? But in a pig, it will not happen like that. Only if you do a dump of the relation stored, or you store a data into a particular place, then only the actual map reduce execution will start. That's why they say pig is a lazy execution. Pig performs a lazy execution. Okay, this may they can ask you in the interview also. And one example like how a pig script will look like, you can load the employee text data into a relation. See, this is a relation name. Okay, different name you can give. And how, using a pig storage. On pig storage means I'm saying that my employee data is containing comma separated files, and it is a text file. Okay, as for each of the fields they are giving a different field name. Okay, and what are its type? Pig is supporting integer, character array for strings, and character array, other things are character array. If you have a date also, you can give in type of date type. Okay, that is also available in pig. Okay, it means the data set, the values in the employee underscore data will be loaded into your relation in this format. Okay, it will be of id, and the type will be of integer. And further on you will work on this relation only. Okay, work on this relation means all the operations you will do on the relations only. Okay, so what is about the pig load command, store and dump, diagnostic, many things are there. So before going that, I'm thinking, shall I show some more demo? Okay, so okay, we will see this pig load. You can load the data into the pig from the file system HDFS also using the load operator. Now I'm loaded it locally. Okay, the load statement consists of two parts divided by equal to operator. On the left side, we need to mention the name of the relation. That's what we do. The name of the relation on the left side, and on the right side, you will mention how you want to store the data. Okay, using function, the pig storages and all is the function. Okay, and also as a schema. Actually, we were talking yesterday, about the pig architecture. In the pig architecture, we saw that it will create a logical physical plan, and it will create a logical plan. So physical plan, I told like it is the DAG graph it will create. I will show that DAG graph. And the logical plan is actually nothing but the schema. Okay, this is what we mentioned the schema here, right? Like how your data has to be stored into a relation. That is what the logical plan is. Okay, that and the pig storage type and the function. Okay, this function is a four types as I told. Pig provides this function for loading your data. One is the text loader type, and pig storage, bin storage, and JSON loader. Text loader means the completed there used to be that, if you remember, I have a text file containing a nihilate information. It is not separated by a comma or nothing. If you want to load the complete data as a text, okay, without like specifying a comma separator and all, then you can use the function as a text loader. What does it mean is, my data set is a text file, okay, and you don't want to divide that data set and store it into a relation, or you don't want to give any schema definition for that and load as completely as a text file, that time you can use the text loader function. In the load input path using pick storage, we will give using text storage. I will show example all this, okay, later on, one by one we will see. And then pick storage that we have seen for a comma separated files, text comma separated files, CSV files, then you can use, or if it is a database kind of a files, you can use the pick storage, okay. And bin storage, the files which are of type binary files, if you are having, then you will use bin storage. Bin storages and all will not divide the data based on any delimiter, okay. Here for the pick storage we are using comma as the delimiter, right. It is also possible for pick storage, you can have the dollar as a delimiter or colon as a delimiter, anything. But for the bin storage and all, complete data will be loaded. Okay, complete data means whole set data set will be loaded. JSON is like if you'd have if MongoDB, right, that stores your data. It is a NoSQL database, and it stores your data in form of documents, they say. It means it stores the data in the form of a JSON format. JSON is JavaScript object notation, okay. So it is like will be like your JavaScript file, okay. JavaScripts in the sense, if I open and close braces, then it will have the mean some format, like some data and the values will be there, okay. So this completely they call it as a Java notation. Each of this data set, they will consider it as an object, okay. That is this kind of a data, if you are having it, then that you can load it using the JSON loader, okay. What does it mean is, uh, our data set can be of any type, it cannot be structured also. JSON, this kind of unstructured, this is not completely unstructured, but this kind of format also you can load it into your pig, and you can work on that. That's what they are saying it, okay. Till now is it fine? I will show some things. Store and demo diagnostic commands. Okay, till we'll move further also. So store will, what it will do in your, from your relation, it will store your data into a record path, okay. As I told, the load will load your data into your relation, and this relation you can, whatever you are loaded, that you can store into a file and see it, okay. The dump, what it will do, it will display the contents of the relation using the dump commands, okay. It will display the contents in the uh, prompt only, in the console only, okay. Same like we do cat command, right, in the Hadoop. In the Hadoop cat command, it will show list out what is the content of your uh, what is that for content of your file or the data set into your console itself. No, likewise, the dump also will show it in your terminal itself or in the console itself. If you want to store the result, dump will give the result, okay, that into any file, that you can do it using the store relation. Fine. And I will till now it is fine. We will see the demos, then it will be easy. Okay, what I will do is, I'll go to this one. Yes. No, no, dump only you will do. Store is to see, dump will give you will display your result in the console, right. If you wanted to store it in any file, okay, then you can use the store. But store, those two are the commands, those are called the diagnostic commands, they'll say. That only will start your map reduce execution. It means, even if I write that load, no, I wrote that load command, it will not do any execution, it will just only load it into a relation, that's all. the data set into a relation only it will load. Nothing it will do. It will not even if okay, somebody is using my machine. No, I will show you. No, then you will understand with all the demos. It will you will be able to understand. Okay, first theoretical I have explained. So what I will do. mm, okay, for talking about the bags, no, like there is also possible in a bag. Okay, that we will see later. So one data set. Say for example, I will take one other data set. Okay, complete data set. I have it in downloads, I think. Okay, I will open this data set. Uh, can you all see my screen, right? So I have a data set which is a CSV file, okay, which is saying state-wise testing details. Okay, so it is having information about each states. I'll go to the top and the total samples collected during the COVID time. Okay, and the negative samples and the positive samples in each states of India. Okay, this is the data set I am having. It is containing some huge information of about some 16,000 records. Okay, this I will load it. Okay, total vaccination positive negative for some of the states it is not there. Okay, so this we will try to load it in your pig. Okay, so here I have it in my downloads folder. Okay, I have copied this. What I will do, I will copy it into my pig directory so that we can have it here. Okay, this is my pig. I have created a separate directory so that we can put all our what to say, all our files executions into that. Okay, whenever you start a pig execution, it will also create a log. Okay, now one thing is that, see, if you can see it when I'm writing the code. Okay, yeah, writing the code, here I'm giving the text file .txt, right? The text file is present in the folder here in my directory, this one, pwd. It is present in home nightlight and my pig directory. The text file is present, but in the grunt shell, how it is taking the text file directly, how it is understanding that it is present in home nightlight and the text file .txt. Anyone wants to know, I mean wants to tell me how it is coming, it is taking the file directly. Pig. No, see what this command will do. This command load your text file.txt. Text file.txt is present in my local directory in this path, home nightlight pig directory. Okay, but this path and normally how you will go and fetch the data, or where how you will give the complete path. Okay, where it is present and all you have to mention it. But I have launched the grunt shell. I have gone to grunt shell and I have not given any path here. I have directly said text file.txt. How a pig knows that it is present in home nightlight pig directory? Yes, we are using local only. That is right. Yeah, it is right. We are using local. Why it is taking like that is, I'll quit and show you. See, I am actually in that directory only. Okay, and I'm launching the pig local shell grunt shell from this directory only. That is the reason you don't have to give the complete path here. Otherwise you have to give the path. Okay, otherwise it will not understand where it is present. Okay, the command, you can recall the command, guys. Okay, in the grunt shell, recall up arrow and down arrow, you can recall the commands. And grunt same like Linux, you can recall the commands here. Okay, otherwise I have to always give, if I'm launching the grunt shell from any other folder where text file is not present, then you have to give the path, because it will not understand. Okay, now it is a fine. Say for example, if I go from downloads folder, cd downloads, if I try to access this file, like say COVID vaccine state wise file, okay, in my relation, try to load that, load COVID vaccine statewise .csv using pic storage. Using pic storage says that my COVID vaccine state-wise file is of comma separated file. Okay, that is what this pic storage, this functions, four functions are there. As I told, pic storage is the one which we are using now. I'll show with the text loader and all later on. And we are going to give that schema for this file. uh, you can give the schema, but directly also you can load it. But my idea here is to show whether it will not take it. Why? Because COVID is not present in the pig directory, right? It is taking it. I think it is also present in the pig directory. No, it is not present, but it should not take it. Dump relation. No, it is not taking. It doesn't understand where that file is present. Okay, so in this command, what I'm trying to do, it is not able to find where COVID vaccine statewise .csv is there. That's what I told, right? It is like a lazy evaluation. While I try to add it into a relation, it is taking. While I try to load it into a relation, this COVID vaccine, where is it? Okay, I will do that. While I try to load it into a relation, this COVID vaccine, it is taking it because it is not starting any execution. But when I start the execution, dump will start the to read the file. That is COVID vaccine where it is present. It will try to read the file. That time it doesn't know where it is present. Okay, from where you are launching, and if a file is present in that, then you don't have to give any path over here. Okay, is this clear? We are not using any name for a relation. Will this work? It's a relation, not a keyword. No, it is not a keyword. Say name anything you can give. Say I try to load another file. Okay, cp state wise. I'll copy that file, state wise file, into my here. Now pig directory will have state wise testing details. I will open and show what it is there. Okay, so it is having state, total samples, negative and positive samples. This is the data it is containing in my data set. Okay, so this I will load into a pig environment. So I will give some relations like vaccine. Anything you can give. Relation itself is also a name. This left hand side, whatever name you are giving, it is called a relation. Okay, this is also in English also I have written relation. So vaccine equal to load, or yeah, vaccine equal to load, and my file name is state testing details. Okay, that is my file name. Paste it using pic storage. I see it is having only four fields, so I can also specify. Mostly we can see from the data set how the files are, how the fields are. So what I will do, for state, For total samples as integer, negative positive as integer I will give. So as state. Okay, state I will give the name. This name you can change it. Okay, it need not be the name of the um, data set. It can be your name because you are going to give the definition for the relation. Okay, relation is going to hold your data from the state testing details, so you can give your own name like states, and states of type char array, and samples, total samples of type integer, and what else is there, like positive, positive is of type int, and any negative is of type int. Okay, this is how I will give. Then it has loaded it. Okay, now we will dump and see. Dump the vaccine relation, this is the relation. Okay, now none, the name I have given differently. Dump vaccine. Actually, see, it has dumped. Dumped means whatever the relation is going to have it. Dump vaccine. No, the now vaccine is holding all this data. Okay, each record is divided into a tuple and it is storing it completely. Okay, so what we will do, since the relation is having these things, now everything you will work on with the relation itself. Okay, and see why it is coming comma comma, can you tell me? Yeah, null, there is nothing. So data is not present in that positive, negative and all, so it is giving null. Otherwise it is giving it as positive and negative. Clear, Sarah? Huh? Nothing. Null will not be having any data at all. Here if you can see, for negative it is not having any data. Nothing is there, just closed with a brace, closing bracket. Okay, so now I have loaded the data. What I will do is, um, okay, this is one data. We will work on that later on. So one by one we will do. There are operators we will work on. Some operators are like, okay, I have to show you. I have loaded it, and I will explain. Okay, explain the relation and see what how the relation is. Control C. Explain vaccine. Not explain, then it is a describe. Okay, explain, I'll tell I will explain later. The describe vaccine command, same like in our SQL, it will tell how your schema is. Okay, if you see the describe vaccine, it will tell how your vaccine relation is. What is the schema for the vaccine relation? So if you forget something about your schema in the vaccine relations, then you can describe and see your vaccine relation. And explain command, this one, now if I show also it will not be that good, but I will show it. So explain vaccine will give how your, this is what that DAG graph I told. It gives the logical plan of how it is going to do the execution. Okay, how your data is stored, what are the character types it is going to take, all this information like states of which type. Okay, after this logical plan, how the map physical plan is going to look like. Okay, all the datas, right, all the fields like we have given state, we have given total samples, positive, negative. All the fields will be completely taken as byte array only, but later on we will specify it as a in our relation, the schema as a character array. By default it will take it as a byte array. Okay, if you specify separately like a character array, then it will understand it as a character array. Understand means it will store in your relation as a character, it will load into your relation as a character array. And the map reduce plan, okay, that all the things it will show it if you do a explain of your relation. Okay, then what else is there? Illustrate also is there. So illustrate will talk about like how what are the good data, how it is going to view your data. Okay, see, vaccine is their relation, states is going to show it as what are the states, total samples the integer values, positives and negative values, a sample information about how it is going to work on your data, that it will show how your data is represented, that it will show. Okay, that's what it is here. Okay, we'll go to the PPT. Okay, I will come to this one. Store I have not shown, right? Okay, same thing. What in the now what I have done is I have loaded the data into the relation vaccine, into the relation vaccine. Okay, relation name I've changed into the relation vaccine. Then I have dumped it. It means it is going to display the data in your uh, console. But if I wanted to store it into a different file, then I will give the store command. Load dump will execute your relation. I will show it. No, first I will show how to store it in your file, then we will see it. Okay, store also I should not show now, but I will show, no problem, because it is there in the slide, so I will show. Then later on with this many commands working, then you will understand. So how do you store this result, the dumped result, the result from the relation into a file? Okay, date store date, not student data, sorry, I'm just copying from mine. Store vaccine into like file name we can give, like I will give the path also, inside home nilet, and inside a pig dir I will store it into the results. Okay, using pig storage, you can specify the type, how you wanted to store it, comma separated file or like that. Okay, so how do you store your vaccine relation data, which we are seeing it in your console? Store the vaccine into the file name you have to give. Okay, take results. Actually, this will create as a directory. Okay, same like in your HDFS, you see a directory, and inside it, it will have a part file and a success file, right? Likewise, it will create it. Store will, I told, it will start the execution. It means it will start the map reduce job, and then it will store the results here. Okay, that's what it does. This is okay. Okay, it is a success here. If you can see it, it is a success. The job ID is this one. Successfully stored this many records into the results directory. Okay, if you see this command, this store command, right? This store command, if you remember in our HDFS, we give the output directory path, right? Argument of 1. It is same like that only. Okay. So we will see where it is stored, how the results are looking like. I told it to store in pig directory. I go to pig directory. Okay. So ls-lrt, there is a results directory generator. Go to results. See, it is containing the part file and the successor file. Then we can view the part file. Okay, the part file will contain the complete data. Okay, the complete data of the data set, because we have just loaded it and stored in a file. See, here in the first line, we were having in our data set. If you open your data set and see, the data set is state wise. It is in results. State wise dot csv, total samples and negative positive, like, right? But when you store it into your file, the part file is giving this answer, it is giving comma comma y. Can you see the difference? The first line, after that, because the first line it was having state, total samples, positive negative, yeah, but now it is showing comma comma y. See, the file is looking like this, the original file. Okay, vi state, the original file is having this one. Okay, what we have done, we have loaded that into a vaccine, and the vaccine file we are storing into a results. It means you are trying to generate the output from the vaccine relation. In that relation, it is giving the out part file is not containing the text, that is string, total samples and integer, sorry, positive and negative integer, it not integer, positive and negative strings are not coming. Why? Saurav, can you tell why? Amalan, can you tell? Manigandan sir, Prakash, Venkana Babu, can you tell why the first line is not displaying as such as the data set? Why? Because header, yeah, it is a header. Why? Because if you see in how I'm loading the data, I'm saying that states are character type, total samples as integer, positive as integer, negative as integer, right? But here all those are string values, right? Total sample is a string, right? It is not an integer. That is the reason it is not loading that one. It is not taking total samples and displaying it. Okay, but others are like how I gave the definition. It, why you didn't? It's the thing is, I'm first loading this data set, that is state phase data set, the original data set, and I'm saying the schema for that as states will be string. Total sample is an integer item. Positive is an integer item. But the first header line, that is right. Yeah, yeah, it is not matching the definition. Schema definition, it is not matching. That's why it is empty. Okay. Normally, what you will do, you will try to clean all these things and you will delete the headers and you'll try to use that. Okay, headers may not is not needed. Here, headers are there. Okay, that's one. Okay, is this clear? Like loading, dumping, and storing. Is this clear? No, no. See, loading only what loading means. So loading means it loads your data set into the relation vaccine. Okay, loading will not do any execution as I told. Dump and store will only start your map reduce job. It means it will actually try to load your state testing details data set into your relation and it will show you the results. When I do dump of a vaccine also, it will not have that. Okay, some error is there. What is sorry, something else I typed out. Okay, dump vaccine. Okay, see, it is starting the map reduce job. If you go above and see, I did not go above because it is a little large one, no? So if you see the start of the line, it's going. Oh, just a moment. Okay, it just now it came to Uttar Pradesh. I don't know how much time it will take. Here also it will have empty only. The thing is, the thing is, see, you cannot analyze, view this data. No, you can store it somewhere. While storing it, it is in the first line. It is easy to yes traverse it. Okay, Tamil Nadu. Okay, fine. Here also it will be like a comma only. It will not. Okay. So the concept is fine, right? The concept is fine. I hope. Then what we will do, I think. Only one thing I will show. Then okay, it's here the PPT. In the PPT, like a store we have tried. Okay, right? We will store it. all this operations I'm doing locally only, I'm storing it locally only, I'm creating the part file. Tomorrow class I will show you how to do it from the hdfs. How do we load the data from the hdfs into your relation and work on that. Okay, dump, I said it will display your results in your uh, console. Okay, dump will actually start the map reduce job, so then it will display the results in the console, output in the console. And these are the diagnostic commands. So describe will give you the schema definition of your relation, and explain used to display the logical, physical and map reduce plan, which is the architectural plan, how it will start. That it will describe it in your explain command. Okay, the explain operator or command, you can say operators only, you can say. And illustrate lists the step by step execution of the statements. Okay, step by step execution means now I just loaded the data, so it has given how a sample data of what type each field it is going to be. In a tabular column it showed, right? In illustrate relation is a vaccine. So it is only one step I have done. So it has given how it is getting executed, how the data is loaded. Okay, if I do filter contiguous steps like a union, and I do a filter of the relations. Now I will talk in terms of relations only, I will not talk in terms of data sets, because data set is loaded into relation. Okay, and filtering of the relation, splitting of the relation, each step, execution step, that it will show in the illustrate. So this we say these are all diagnostic commands. Why? Because later in if you wanted to see how the how the functionality has happened, how the map reduce, how the execution has happened, then you can all see using these commands, you can using these operators you can view it. Okay, that's why these are called diagnostic commands. And later on in the next coming classes we see about other operations, and only one thing I will show, the union operator, so that just to see about a relation. Okay, that I will show it here. So what I will do for doing an union, I will create two text files. Okay, control L. Now I am in pig directory. Now in the pig directory I will have two files like lsfnlrt. We have already a dot text file. Okay, likewise I will have another file like v1. I will remove this a dot text. We'll have a small data, a small contents only, then we can see the difference. A dot text, in va dot text I will write something like something. This is to understand, later on we will apply the same thing in our data set also. 1 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, and this is my a dot text, and vit dot sorry b dot text I will have. In that I will give like a 0 comma 5 comma 2. Okay, 1 comma 9 comma 8, something like this. Okay, so two data sets, you can imagine it is very small. B dot text, it is containing two lines, and a dot text, it is containing two lines. All these two files where I'm having in my local directory, pig directory. Okay, so in order to work on this data set, I have to load both of them. Okay, so what I will do, I will create a relation, say for example relation 1. Into a relation I will load both data, like a load a.text. The file name is a.text, using the function storage function pig storage. It's a comma separated file. As I also give a schema for that, it is having three fields, right? Like a1 as int, all are integers, so a2 as int and a3 as int. Okay, so it is loaded. Okay, when I dump and see, then it will display me what is loaded into, sorry, dump the relation. Okay, dump rel1. Okay, rel1, then it will show me what is loaded into the relation. See, it is showing the results 0 1 2 1 3 2. Pig hive are all easy. Okay guys, it will be very easy to work on, not like a map reduce. So you can learn it, you can experiment with that more. Okay, and now a.text I've loaded, then I will load b.text also. So in rel2 I will equal to load b.text. I'm not giving the complete path because I launched the grunt shell from pig directory only. You can see it here, pig directory only. So I'm not using a complete path. Load b.text using the pig storage. It is some comma separated file. Okay, as here I will give b1 as an integer. Three fields are there. B2 as integer and b3. Name of the field I'm giving like this as integer. Okay, so then I will dump and see whether the relation 2 is populated correctly. Relation 2 is loaded correctly, so it is loaded with the b.text value. Okay, so a1 and b1 are loaded in relation rel1 and rel2 respectively. Okay, so what I will do, I will do an union of a and b. So how I have to do that is, say I will do a union. The operator for union is equal to union. Now we will give the relation name here. Okay, that is what they are saying, like once you load the data in the pig, you will work on with the relation only. So the output for relation 1 is going to be the input for here, right, union, for the union, and the output for the relation 2, which is nothing but b.text, is going to be the input for the union. Okay, now I'm going to do an union of rel1 and rel2 and store that value into another relation, say for example c. Name of the another relation is, right. Then if I do that, it is just executed. Okay, but how do we start the execution and see the result? We will dump that. This line will not do anything at all. It will just syntax check it will do. It will not load it and show on all. Only if you do dump c, then it will start doing the union from rel1 rel2, and it will show union. We know, right, it will combine the two data set and it will give us a combined result. Okay, so run this, see if you can see that it is a combined result. Okay, so just for the small data sets, so I have loaded the data set state wise, right. So how I mean union, what you can do, say for example you have received a data set, a small amount of a data set for the states. Okay, for a particular date you have received. The second day you are receiving another data set, state wise vaccination, for the date, second date. Okay, if I wanted, then obviously we wanted to run any map reduce job or find any results combining these two data sets. That time you can use this union. Okay, union of one, any number of relations you can union it. Okay, any number of data set you can union it, and it you can have an aggregated results. Now we have the union result. It is actually displaying in the console. If you want, if you wanted to store it into another file, then also that file you can load it as a relation and use it. So that time you can use the store command and store it into your local file. Okay guys, is this clear? Any number of relation you can union. It means any number of data set you can load into a relation and you can union that relations. Now we hope you understand that pig will work on the relations, not on your actual data set. It will have the reference of your uh, actual data set into a relation and it will work. Okay, is this clear? We will stop it here. Further comments we will see it on next